In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Inkscape for scientific figures step by step so you can create clean publication-ready graphics without needing expensive design software. We'll set up the document correctly for journal submissions, bring in plots from other tools, edit them inside Inkscape, build schematic diagrams, and then export everything in the right format and resolution for publication. If you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more practical software guides just like this. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is set up your document for publication. In Inkscape, go to Document Properties by pressing Ctrl, Shift, and D. This is where you can control the size of your page so it matches the requirements of your target journal. If you are preparing a single column figure, you might set the width to something like 85 millimeters. If you need a double column figure, you might use 170 millimeters. Getting this right at the beginning saves you from scaling problems later. Next, change the display units to millimeters or points. For scientific figures, absolute precision matters, especially when you are matching panel sizes, font sizes, and figure dimensions to journal guidelines. In the Grids tab, click New to create a rectangular grid. This is extremely useful when you are lining up axes, labels, and multiple figure panels. A grid also helps keep spacing consistent across a multi-part figure, which gives your final output a much more professional look. Another important setup step is using layers. Open the Layers and Objects panel by pressing Ctrl, Shift, and L. Once it's open, separate your content into different layers, such as background, plots, annotations, and labels. This helps prevent mistakes, like accidentally dragging a data point while you are editing text. It also makes complex figures much easier to manage, especially when you are working with many elements at once. Now let's move on to importing and editing data plots. One of the biggest advantages of Inkscape is that it works very well with vector graphics from tools like R, MATLAB, and Python. If your plot is saved as a PDF or SVG file, you can import it directly into Inkscape. When the import prompt appears, choose Internal Import so the text stays editable whenever possible. This is especially useful if you need to change axis labels, legends, or other text elements later. If the imported graph appears as one large block, you may need to ungroup it. Press Ctrl and U to ungroup the artwork and separate its parts. If the file came in as a clip group, use Alt and M to release the clip so you can access the underlying paths. This gives you direct control over individual elements, which is very important when you want to fine-tune scientific figures. To edit lines, curves, or data points, switch to the Node tool by pressing N. With the Node tool, you can click on paths, adjust control points, and reshape lines with precision. If you need to align tick marks, straighten axes, or make sure multiple nodes are perfectly lined up, open the Align and Distribute panel with Ctrl, Shift, and A. This panel is extremely useful for making figures look polished and mathematically consistent. For labels and annotations, use the Text tool by pressing T. Type your text, adjust the font, and set the size until it matches the style of your figure. In some submission systems, you may need to convert text to paths, and you can do that with Ctrl, Shift, and C. Keep in mind that once text is converted to a path, it is no longer editable as text, so only do this when you are sure the wording is final. This step can be important for journal compatibility, but always save an editable copy before converting anything. Now let's talk about creating schematic diagrams. Scientific figures often need more than just plots. You might need custom drawings of equipment, cells, molecules, workflows, or experimental setups. For that, use the pen tool by pressing B to draw custom shapes and paths. If you need simple forms like circles, containers, or cell outlines, start with the rectangle tool using R or the ellipse tool using E. These basic tools can be combined to create surprisingly complex visuals. When you need more advanced shapes, overlap simple objects and use Boolean operations. To merge shapes together, use union with Control and plus. To remove part of a shape or cut a hole, use difference with Control and minus. This is very handy for things like hollow membranes, channels, or stylized biological structures. By combining basic shapes this way, you can build clean scientific illustrations without needing a separate vector design program. If you need repeating patterns like polymer chains, membrane layers, or repeated molecular units, try the Interpolate extension. Go to Extensions, then Generate from Path, then Interpolate. Draw the first and last shape, select both, and set the number of steps so the program fills in the spaces between them. This creates smooth transitions and repeated structures that look very professional in diagrams. You can also manually draw the faces of the object and then use the fill and stroke panel with Ctrl, Shift, and F to apply different shading values. Subtle shading can help your diagram look more realistic while still keeping it clear and publication friendly. Once your figure is finished, the final step is exporting it at the right quality. Open the export panel by pressing Ctrl, Shift, and E. If your journal requires raster output such as PNG or TIFF, make sure you export at 300 to 600 dpi. Higher resolution is especially important if your figure includes fine lines or text. You also want to make sure you choose the correct export area, usually the page or drawing tab, so no important content gets cut off and no extra white space sneaks in. If you are submitting a vector figure, save it as an optimized SVG. Go to File, then Save As, and choose Optimized SVG from the file types. In the options, make sure Convert CSS attributes to XML attributes is checked, because that helps preserve compatibility with browser-based submission viewers and some journal systems. This is the best choice when you want to keep your figure scalable and editable for future revisions. And that's the full workflow for using Inkscape for scientific figures. Set up your page properly, import your plots, edit paths and labels, build diagrams, and export everything in the right format for publication. Once you get comfortable with these tools, Inkscape becomes a powerful and free option for making professional scientific graphics. If this tutorial helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment if you want more Inkscape tips for researchers and students. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.